My definition of madness, taking a flat cake and rolling it up. Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to my home. Please get comfy. I insist, because you're gonna watch me attempt to make another one of these rolled cakes. And if you've been here for a number of years now, you know I've had some dark days attempting these kind of cakes. No. Before I just jump into sob stories though, I gotta say that the very first attempt at any sort of thing like this was a complete success. I was a young, naive little dude in the kitchen and I didn't care all that much and not that many people were watching, and I rolled that cake up, no problems, crossed that recipe off the list, success, chocolate Swiss roll. But then something happened. I started to care, got more into cooking, wanted to understand the how and the why of things. More of you were watching, and you could mix in some confusing recipes and like sprinkling of Julia Child. All of a sudden I'm having meltdowns attempting French jelly rolls. Attempt after attempt, and we did end it on a successful note there. And then not too long after that, I thought it'd be a good idea to try Julia's bûche de Noël, a Yule log. Back into the fire I go, but I was able to put enough lipstick on that cake pig to make it all work in the end. I thought it looked amazing. Now, not everyone knows this, but I did try again the following year, and it was buried in a Julia Child Holiday Feast episode, so maybe you missed it, got swept under the rug. But it happened. It was a holiday roulade, and I roulade the hell out of it. I rolled it and it was a success. It was good. So now we're at the end of 2025 and I got this crazy look in my eye. Putting all of this drama behind us with these rolled up cakes, we can avoid Julia today, instead cozy up to Betty. This is the Betty Crocker New Christmas Cookbook. And when I say new, I mean 1993. And digging into this book right here, a white chocolate bûche de Noël. It is a Yule log, but it's white. So it's different from the brown one that I have made before. And it's got different festive trimmings there. It's gonna be a good challenge. Let's get to work. So today's episode is sponsored by Holtzgren. Is that the watch? No, that's Holtzgren, yeah. The bracelet? Good eye. That is also Holtzgren, who, you guessed it, make watches and jewelry for both men and women. They really are standout pieces too. Unique, but in a subtle, understated way, but louder if you want to peacock a little. I dabble in both, depends how I'm feeling. What I like is how genuinely well made everything feels. They use natural materials and small batch production, so nothing is mass produced. Every piece has its own character. It feels intentional, like it was made for you and not just pulled off a giant shelf somewhere. And they have a huge range of styles. Whether you want something classic, something modern, something with wood, something with stone, you can do no wrong. And you can tell a lot of care goes into each design. And everything is designed in Vienna, Austria, with free worldwide shipping. If you are in the US, they take care of the custom fees ahead of time, so nothing gets delayed or held up on the way to you. And since it's holiday season, Holtzgren is guaranteeing delivery by Christmas if you order by December 19th. So if you want a gift that actually lands this year, or you just want a gift lifeline, Holtzgren is an easy layup. Thoughtful, unique, and kind of feels personal without you having to stress too hard. If you want to check out their pieces for yourself or a loved one this holiday season, click my link in the description or the pinned comment. Use my code ANTICHEF to save 15% off at checkout on all purchases site-wide. Thank you, Holtzgren. I gotta get back to work. So before we get to the main event here, we got a couple things we need to accomplish. We're gonna start off on a fun, light note with a tutti frutti filling. Tutti frutti, 2 egg yolks, 2/3 cup of sour cream, 2/3 cup of sugar. And you stir that in and bring it to a simmer. So stirring constantly on a low heat until it begins to thicken. 1 cup of finely chopped pecans. In fact, we got a whole bunch of fun ingredients over here. Here's 2/3 cup of flaked coconut, a cup of finely chopped candied cherries. That's for me. Any dessert recipe, it tells me to add the raisins, and I always find it's too much. So I'm gonna take what it tells me, which is a half to a full cup of finely chopped raisins, and I'm gonna split that in half. So this is only a 1/4 cup. My call. And then you just stir in the rest of the ingredients, and all of a sudden we got that is tutti and fruity. Tutti fruity indeed. So I need to focus on other things, and this needs to cool. Alright, moving on to some white chocolate bark. 6 ounces of white baker's chocolate. Melt it. Two large cookie sheets. Spread the melted chocolate on the ungreased cookie sheet. Thin layer. Move fast, you little punk. No dilly-dallying. Gotta admit that Betty Crocker's rocking it with the instructions today. It's just clear and concise, no questions asked. Yes, Betty. So that needs to firm. I'm gonna keep it in the fridge for around 10 minutes. Pushing the scraper away from you down the cookie sheet. So I need to get some large shavings here. Whoa! Yes! Yes! So look at that piece of white chocolate bark right there, straight from the tree of life itself. I'm using my bench scraper for this, just to scrape away from me and the firmed up chocolate. It turns into white chocolate bark. What can I say? That looks like what I'm after. Keep this in the fridge until I need it. It warms up pretty quickly. Season's greetings. I just raced out to the store super quick. It's incredibly cold outside. I'm gonna be toking it for the rest of this episode. Anywho, I needed to pick up some festive trimmings for the cake because I realized I didn't have any. Got some rosemary, some bay leaves. It's unopened because I was driving and I came straight back, I promise. Some pomegranates and some lemons. Anywho, that's what's in my sack. I gotta go fetch a friend. Of course, that would be the silver fox. Silver fox. All right, so I'm gonna be making the bûche de Noël cake. So I need 3 eggs. I'm gonna be looking for these eggs to turn a lemon color, high speed, 5 minutes. They need to be very thick. Ribbony. I guess it's a light lemon color. Yeah, let's go with a light lemon color. I think that's gonna work because I know. Now I'm gonna gradually beat in 1 cup of sugar. Don't be shy, turn the speed up. Okay, get that to a low speed. Can you hear me okay? Low speed, yeah. 1/3 cup of just water. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. So in a 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour goes a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, let's add in the dry ingredients and only mix for like, boop, 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 for like 10 seconds. How about that? Slower. Bring over what is called a jelly roll pan, which is a 15 by 10.5 and 1 inch high. Gonna get a little baker's joy in that. It says to line the pan with aluminum foil or wax paper, but honestly, let's go with some parchment, because that's how we roll over here. Note to self, do this before you mix the cake batter, but that's how we roll over here. And of course, all puns and jokes are intended. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. Let's pour the cake batter into the pan, and then of course reaching all the way to the corners. So the oven's set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I gotta bake this for 12 to 15-ish minutes, honestly until the cake is done. And I'm gonna be watching this thing like a hawk to make sure I don't overdo it. It's been done before. While the cake is in the oven, we gotta prepare for the main event. So you need a kitchen towel, Jamie. Something that's gonna be thin and flexible enough to roll the cake, but not something that is gonna have the cake like get all stuck in the weaves, you know, into the weaves. We don't want that. I've chosen the wrong towel in the past before, and that was a terrible decision. Generously sprinkle the towel with powdered sugar. I think we're done. I can't tell if that's... I think that's perfect. I got a phone call at the worst possible moment.
Hi.
Hi. So immediately out of the oven, we gotta invert it onto the towel. This is it. Don't get scared now. Okay, it's stuck to the sides a little bit. Shiza! Did stick to the sides just a little bit. That's where the parchment paper was not touching the pan. Of course, Jamie. I'm so scared. We gotta roll the cake from the long end. And now I'm gonna let that cool on the wire rack for half an hour. This is all well and good. We've made it this far, but it's the unrolling of the cake. That I struggle with. We must keep busy while this thing rests. I have to make a white chocolate frosting. Bowl me, please. Thank you. Starting off with 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. In goes 3 ounces of melted white chocolate. A 1/4 cup of softened butter. And since it is the 90s, they give you the margarine option. I'm using whatever you think I'm using. So, girls' night out over here. Says I need 3 to 4 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of a raspberry flavored wine cooler. Or water. So 3 to 4 tablespoons of my girls' night out raspberry rosé lemonade. It's the best I could find under these circumstances, but I think it's gonna be great. Pour that in. Santé, santé. Never find anything in this blasted drawer. There it is. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Punch it. And that mixes fast until a smooth and spreading consistency. The girls' night out has given me liquid courage. So, unroll the cake. Unroll the cake. Unroll the cake. Be good to me. I was good to you. Be good to me. Okay, so in order for you to see. What the hell? I did everything you asked me to do and you still did that. You stupid son of a gun. There's a hole in the freaking middle, you son of a gun. Why am I saying son of a gun? I need to curse. It's not the worst thing in the world, it's just got a giant hole in the center. Okay, which is a problem when you're trying to fill it up. Didn't have to be like this. Welcome back, the Silver Fox. You don't even need to look at the recipe. I know what I'm doing. 3 eggs, cup of sugar, vanilla, water, slow to dull roar, add in the dry ingredients, flour, and etc. Just to combine. Add in the batter. I did a little more of a thorough job with the parchment paper this go around. When I look at the other cake I made, it looks just maybe a tad under in the center. So I'm gonna keep that in mind and maybe add an extra minute into the bake time. I'm gonna say around 10, 11 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it, of course. Good luck. Y'all ready for this? Last time it stuck to the pan. Not this time. That is hot. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. This is a cake. The other one just didn't look as good in the center area. I took it out a little too early. This part of the cake touches the other side of the towel, so why don't I just do something like that? It's kind of my idea. No, I think I read it somewhere. Okay, let's do this. Out with the old, in with the new. Let this cool on this rack for half an hour. Do not do anything. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. It has been 30 minutes since you last saw me. I've waited for this cake to cool down and to just kind of mold into the shape that it needs to be in, and I played by the rules. You know, I baked the cake, it looked perfect, I rolled it up the way it's supposed to. So if there's any other problems that I run into today, splitting, cracking, etc., then the whole system's broken. I'm convinced that that would make me convinced that the whole system's broken, the whole cake system. I want to do this in a way that we can all see and witness the joy or the horror. Okay, the whole thing sucks. Like, I can see it cracking. See that? Cracked. Why? And that one's starting to crack too. I'm moving forward with this thing. I think I can make that work. It's just one simple crack down. I played by Betty's rules. Now it's time to play by mine. I don't know what that means, but I'm scared. Unroll cake, remove towel. Sticking to the towel. It's sticking to the towel. I'm gonna proceed with caution here, but yeah, that's just not cool, dude. The thing is, I have the second cake. It still looks good, so I'm wondering if I can just kind of secure the cracks here. Here, I'll show you. And I just kind of implant it there, the moist side, and you can see that just kind of sticks there, yeah. That's a good idea. So Tutti Frutti filling goes on top. So we want to spread the Tutti Frutti filling onto this cake. The thing about this filling here, the Tutti Fruits, is that it's kind of acting as a glue right now, and I can feel it securing the cake, and especially the pieces that I just added onto there. It's just glued them right in there. So I don't think we have anything to worry about here. Spoken like a true pushing that all the way to the edge. And all of a sudden, I think we got something that looks pretty nice. All right, Tutti Fruits. And now is the difficult part though. I gotta roll this cake back up. How does one do that? I think if I sneak one of these baking mats underneath the cake, Come on. So rolling from the long side. Get that over. Okay, it's working. The plan is working. The plan is working. I said the plan is working. It has no reason to not work at this point. Let's not deviate from the plan. Continue rolling as if everything is cool. It's cracking a little bit, but it's gonna be great because the Tutti Frutti is holding it together, and we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Don't worry about a thing. Everything is gonna be okay. It looks not great, but I know I can make it work. I've seen worse. Okay, so this part of the cake, let's make a mark here for 9.5 inches. And then on this side, it needs to be 11.5 inches. So on the bias, on a diagonal slice, okay. We gotta cut this on a diagonal as well. So one side is 1 inch and one side is 1.5 inches. Got it. Down we go. Okay, so here's my new platter. This is gonna work. I bought this thing special for today, which means that it has to work. or money not well spent. So let's get this hog onto the platter. You may have to turn the stump around to find the position you prefer. See the photograph. Okay. That will work. That will work. So something like that. So now we need to poke the cake with some wooden skewers. Skewers. Last time I said skewers on this channel, everyone was making fun. Skewers. Skewers. Add the skewer in there and then insert another skewer, another skewer. You go right in there and then you attach that piece there. See the vision? I take a tablespoon of the frosting and that can, like, just where the skewer is, there, it's not going anywhere. Same with this side, just like a tablespoon, and you can just glue that in place. Now we move on to frosting the entire cake except for the coiled ends. It's supposed to be like a log in an enchanted forest, so you can be a little messy with it, right? It's rustic. While the frosting is still soft and I can adhere things to it, and working fast enough so that these white chocolate bark things don't melt, carefully place them lengthwise. I'm gonna have this chill in the fridge for a bit. For the decorations today, and I think we've already gone over this, but let's do it again. Fresh rosemary, pomegranate seeds, a lemon, and don't try this at home. This isn't funny, it's just plain stupid. And you know, we got medical staff on standby over here at Anti-Chef Studios, trained professionals. We're dealing with some pretty heavy stuff. This is fresh bay leaves. Enough to kill a man. I promise you I will not be going anywhere with this kind of reckless behavior. I will sleep it off. Bay leaves here. Ooh, big one there. Bay leaf 2, bay leaf 3. Get your nicest sprigs of rosemary here. I think if I make myself some bay leaf tea, since I have so many of them, let that steep for a few minutes, might be able to combat all the sugar I'm about to consume. Next up, we got some pomegranate seeds that I just washed off the juice from them so that it wouldn't bleed. However they naturally fall onto the cake, I think is best, and just a couple on the sides. I have this little nifty tool here. I think this can do something fancy with this lemon zest. That was the goal when I bought it. Oh yeah, it works. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that. Some lemon slices here, and sprinkle a little powdered sugar. Not too much. Order up. Let's dig into this log. The delicious glass of bay leaf tea. Smells like a forest, like cinnamon, like pepper, like a candle, and like bay leaves. They do have a smell. This is magical, this whole thing. That's all you need. Right there, that slice. Don't want any more than that, because that was absolutely delicious. Sorry, that was perfect. No faults in that beautiful cake. Crockstar coming out cooking. Excuse me. I really like making this kind of thing because you're able to hide all your mistakes. And mistakes were made, or cracked cakes were made. Didn't become the rolled up cake master I've dreamed of. I gotta say, I really enjoyed that frosting, the white chocolate frosting, because of this drink here, Girls Night Out. Raspberry rosé lemonade. It was very nice running through this whole cake. It gave a little freshness to the whole thing. Keep that close by, why don't you? The tutti frutti filling. Some would call that chaos. I thought it was working. A very old school 90s holiday candy fever dream of sorts. Lots of goodies in there with the cherries and the pecans and the raisins, but easing up on the raisins I find is vital. Coconut, and then the sour cream. I love sour cream in desserts these days. The Tutti Frutti filling has the ingredients that you would add into a fruit cake. That's why it has that old school charm. Crack the code. Okay, well that's the Yule log. I've now made 2 of them. Chocolate one was much richer. This one, much sweeter. I don't have a favorite. I like them both equally. You know what I'm gonna do here is I'm not gonna screw around with this anymore. I'm gonna wrap it up tight, store it in the freezer until the big day, serve it to family. I think that's what I'm gonna do with this cake. So I think it should last, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. All right. Happy holidays to all of you. This is Spine and Dine. Bon appetit. Au revoir.